What's up, everybody? Coach Walker here. Hey, I'm excited. I do want to talk about today a very important topic, and this is from a coaching standpoint and ways to help you while the weather is hot outside. And so, with that, I want to talk about briefly the importance of hydration and as it relates to safety, performance, and your overall health. And this goes for, you know, people in general. And so, a lot of times we think that, oh, 16 ounces of water, that's enough. No. Especially if you're an athlete, you got to have more than that. But your typical person, you have to have the amounts of water in your system. And so, but as I get into this, I am certified as a coach, personal trainer, nutritionist, strength and conditioning, and so on and so on. But we all know that the temperatures outside, they can be challenging, and it's hot. But I want to talk about some good pointers to help you as it relates to, proper hydration. And so, but I do want to make it clear that please consult your medical professional. That way they can get a good, um, you know, documentation of how much water you need in your system. That way it can help you because everybody's body is different. Everybody's activity levels are different. You got some people that are more active than some other people. And but I want to stress that please consult your medical professional. I tell people all the time, you have insurance, use it, consult your medical professional, go ask those questions. Hey, doc, how much water do I need? What are some pointers to help me? So look, consult them. And so real quick, I want to talk about proper hydration in the hot weather. And again, we're here in Alabama and it is hot. And so I love it. Well, I got this hoodie on. I just like all kinds of weather. And I guess overseas prepared me for that. I don't know. But the hot weather. And so it's very important. So as we're talking about this is as it relates to safety, your performance, and your overall health. And again, everybody's body is different. Your BMIs are going to be different. Your muscle masses are going to be different from everybody else. So do not compare yourself to anyone. So just want to put that clear. But as I look at this, I want to elaborate a little bit more on this. And so I'm going to be shifting here and back. That way I can, go over what I have prepared. And so proper hydration as it, the importance of it when it comes to safety, your performance, and your overall health. So these 5 topics that I want to talk about is number 1. So your proper hydration, it prevents heat-related illnesses. And so we all know that when it comes to the heat or the weather outside, your body really loses a lot of fluids, from sweating to just even being out there or the activity that you're doing. And so the sweating, the breathing, and the physical activity, there's walking as well. So without the proper or adequate replacement, dehydration this really can fast track the heat exhaustion and in other words leads to a heat stroke, and that's what we don't want. And so you want to make sure that you're getting the proper hydration in your body. And so in water, you got your liquid IVs, you got electrolytes. You need to get that stuff into your system. And again, I'm not just talking about water. You need to get those electrolytes in your system as well. And also make sure that you're eating. Now, me, again, I did a thing on this before. Now, this is about 50 ounces of water right here. And what I do, I'm constantly filling that thing up, filling that water up. And I'm throwing some electrolyte pouches in there to help me, keep my body fueled. And so with that, I go for about 146 now ounces of water a day or more. And I'm also including electrolytes with that on top of making sure I get the proper food, nutrition, and as well, and the rest. And so now we know that proper hydration. This helps to prevent heat-related illnesses. The second thing I want to talk about is how the proper hydration supports the body's temperature regulation. And so that is very important. So here, water cools your body, it fuels your body, you know. But I also want you to know this, that dehydration reduces your body's ability to regulate that temperature. In other words, this increases the heart rate, lowering the blood pressure, and also you putting a big stab on your cardiovascular system. So get your water in, get your electrolytes in, and so know your body, study your body. The third thing is this, it maintains physical and cognitive performances. And so mild dehydration, yes, can cause fatigue. Any form of dehydration can cause fatigue. Again, any form of dehydration can cause fatigue, muscle cramping, your endurance reduces, your performance goes down, and your concentration is, you kind of like this. So you want to make sure that you're getting it in. And so, but the proper hydration does maintain a great physical and cognitive performance. This also helps your muscles to stay strong, your organs to properly function, and that mental sharpness. Don't you know water helps the mental sharpness, okay? That way you're not dazed and confused like the movie, but you got to get that proper hydration in. The fourth thing I want to talk about, proper hydration protects vulnerable groups. What I mean by that, the grouping of the body system, and also the grouping from ages. And so from the toddlers to the children to the, teens to the adults to the elderly, proper hydration protects that. And so with that, from children, older adults, pregnant women, and even if you got a health condition, you are at risk at a higher dehydration. And so you lose fluids quickly and you have reduced thirst signals. So you got to get that in, throw those electrolyte pouches in there, the Gatorades, the Powerades, the Body Armor water, get the stuff into your body. And so I also love bananas. I love the oranges, and, even throughout the day, I'm taking a spoon of mustard or pickle juice to avoid the cramps, and also with that salt in there. The fifth thing I want to look at is this proper hydration. Make this a habit, okay? Hydration is a habit. Drink water, get those electrolytes in, throughout the day. Pump it in, just like you're putting gas in your car tank. If you, not how the economy is now, but you got to have that fuel, you got to have that maintenance when you go to get your car serviced, but you got to have that hydration in your system. Don't just do it when you become thirsty, but make this an habit. Just like you check your phone, hydrate. Just like you scroll through Facebook and be nosy, hydrate. Different things like that is very important. You read through your job rules, policies, procedures, whatever it is. You need to be hydrating just like that. Your text messages, hydrate. So it's very important because, look, it's hot. We don't need people to get injured, okay? So I hope these 5 things really helped you. So what I talked about today was how proper hydration really helps to prevent heat-related illnesses. The second thing is how it supports your body's temperature regulation. The third thing, how it maintains physical and cognitive performance. The fourth thing is how it protects vulnerable groups. And the fifth thing is how you got to make it a habit. And so it's very important that you take these rules in consideration. And again, set reminders on your phone, that way, hey, every 30 minutes, every hour, get that hydration in. And so, a lot of people tell me, oh, I don't like the way water tastes. Okay, yeah, you got your several types of water, spring water, tap water, any kind, not just any kind of water, but you want to make sure you get some good water into your system. But again, these canteens that you can get different ounces, get those ounces in, but check with your medical professional to see how much water you need in your system. My name is Coach Walker, and I hope that this helped you. Salute.